After 3 hours of programming, I finally figured out what was broken. I wanna die. Why did I choose this profession to throw my computer in the garbage?
Run a program to check if a number is even or odd.
But what if you ever actually had to write this program where you literally checked every number up to 10,000? So the easiest way to do this is probably to have this program write itself. So let's use a while loop and just increment up to 10,000. And for every number, we're just going to print out and check to see if that number is equal to the current value of num, which is always going to be incremented. And below that, we'll actually check for even or odd using the modulus operator. So if we divide by 2 and the remainder is 0, then we know it's even, otherwise it's odd, and then we'll increment the num variable. Now if we run this in the terminal, it does work, but we only get the last 100 or so results. It's because we need to set the scroll back property in VS Code to get the last, let's say 25,000 lines. Run this again, and now we can use the command or control up or down arrows in the terminal to just get everything between the last 2 commands. We'll copy that into the editor, and then we'll change just the first line here to make this an if instead of an elif, and we're done. There's this nightmare story on r/programming horror about someone who had a bug in their code and it ended up being a 0 width space character that they could not see. And I thought, can that be true? So I Googled it, and yes, there is a 0 width Unicode character. So here's what this looks like in the editor. Right here, this looks like code that should run, but it doesn't because there is an unexpected token. There's a 0 width Unicode character somewhere in here, but you can't see it. But we just shipped a feature that enables you to do Unicode highlighting for invisible characters. So if we go back now, you can see it's highlighted. And if we mouse over, it actually says, hey, this character is invisible. So we could just drop in here and then actually remove that invisible character. And now this code works so that you don't end up making posts on r/programming horror.
You have to try this. Go to any GitHub repository and then press the dot key on your keyboard. Visual Studio Code will appear in your browser. It will load your entire repository and you can open any file from it. You have your entire source code with syntax highlighting and coloring. If you want to search for something, you can use a Visual Studio Code search capability to search in any file in the repository. If you make a code change, that code change gets saved and you can immediately make a commit inside your GitHub repository from your browser.
If you go to any GitHub repo and you put your cursor at the very front of the URL and you type vscode.dev with slash and hit enter, this will load up VS Code in your browser and it will load the GitHub repo. And you'll have a full editing experience right here in the browser, just like you would on the desktop. Now you may see that and think, well, that's cool. I can edit my code in the browser on an iPad. Yes, but that's actually not the point of this video. The point is that all I had to do that was slap vscode.dev in front of a GitHub URL. So the question is, if that works with GitHub today, where else might that work in the future?